Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today I will be reviewing Blanchard's coffee out of Richmond, Virginia. I'm currently outside of their location on West Broad Street, and I will be trying their Aquiares Anaerobic Natural Costa Rica. That sounds amazing, so let me go ahead and get right into this. Very interesting little design and arts on their cups. Alright, let's talk about Blanchards. I hadn't heard much about them until I got to Richmond. Sprudge seems to feature them quite a bit on their Richmond guide. I'm actually following Sprudge's Richmond guide on the coffee roasters I'm trying to hit. I'm actually only going to hit local roasters, local to Richmond only, so this should be a very Richmond heavy series. No multi-roasters, no guest roasters, no nothing like that, just all Richmond roasters. And one of the themes I found a lot about in Richmond was so many places are using Blanchards, and I knew that Blanchards was like a top priority, a must stop for me, given how many people are using their coffee and how prominent they seem to be in the community. So, I mean, I have decent hopes, I guess. I'm more familiar with Lamplighter because I don't know if they were maybe bigger a couple years ago. I had somebody bring me back a bag of their coffee once upon a time, but Blanchard seems to be right now, at least what Sprudge really seems to feature. All right, their coffees, they had three options. There was a Colombia, there was an Ethiopia that I actually have as well. I'm gonna try that. I'm not gonna review it, but just gonna try it for myself. And then this Costa Rica. They had a batch brew option. I'm not entirely sure what it was. I didn't bother to ask. This was their suggestion, was this Costa Rica. An anaerobic natural Costa Rica. That sounds really, really impressive. So, of course, this was my first priority. I mean, when he said that and I found out it was anaerobic too, yeah, I mean, I was sold. And the shop itself on the inside, I feel like this is kind of a weird way to always describe a shop. It's got a very sort of like Japanese feel on the inside. It's got those wooden tables, and it looked like a really pretty shop on the inside. So I was quite impressed. I think overall they seem to have really well designed everything. You have the art on their coffee cups, the architecture on the inside of their shops. The outside was very pretty too. And they're doing something kind of interesting. The anaerobic processing is, maybe it's more popular in this area, this kind of North Carolina or Virginia south area. They seem to be doing it more than a lot of other coffee roasters I know, but it's always very interesting. It's always fun adventure to try. And let's go ahead and talk about this coffee though. It's great. Like, I don't think I expected anything less from the description of this coffee. Very, very, very cherry heavy. Like, this tastes very similar to the Las Lajas I got from Onyx, and I was obviously a huge fan of that. But I think maybe in some ways I actually kind of like this coffee a little better, which is really surprising. I'm a huge fan of the anaerobic processing of coffee, and it brings out even wilder flavors than a natural is already kind of bringing out. And I think maybe it seems to be even more cherry forward on this one. I get a bit of, there's so many red fruits. I know they described it as being blueberry. I'm not getting much blueberry out of this myself, but I do get a lot of cherry and raspberry and I think I'm missing something else here. Maybe a tiny bit of cranberry? Yeah, there's definitely some cranberries for me. Some kind of more tart cherries as well to it. The more it cools down, and that tiny bit of that kind of cereal, that oat cereal I like to describe, but not as much as the Las Lajas had. I'm really impressed, actually. Blanchards, for a place I hadn't heard of until a couple days ago, I really like you guys. You guys are impressive. I'm going to put the coffee shop, the coffee roaster, as a highly recommend, and I'm going to put this cup of coffee too as a highly recommend. It was a pretty wild cup of coffee. I really liked it a lot more than I had expected, so we'll just end it with that. This has been a review of Blanchard's coffee out of Richmond, Virginia. Thank you for watching.